Hey everybody, welcome back to Fun or Run. This is where we take a quick look at a game and let you know whether or not it is fun or if you should run. The game in question today is Paint the Town Red on Nintendo Switch. So here we are once again. I am Chad the Gaming Dad, and we're taking a look at a game, let you know whether it is fun or if you should run. Paint the Town Red. I'm telling you, there's so many games on the Switch, it's almost like the dumping ground for any kind of weird indie game off of Steam. Just finds itself into the eShop somehow, and this is one of those ones where it came out in 2015, I believe, for the PC and for Steam, but it more recently came out on the Switch, and I couldn't help myself. There was a sale, looked pretty good, and I thought I would pick it up. Now, this is normally $20, $19.99 on Steam and also on Switch. But again, keep an eye out for sales because this one's been out a while and it's one of those ones that's some pretty good sale bait. So Paint the Town Red, what is it? I mean, look at these guys. They look like kind of almost Minecraft-y type of guys with their face stuck on the box for the head. It's ultra violent. The whole point of the game is just to beat up people and do bad things. Most of your time in this game is going to be spent playing in these different scenarios, whether you're in a biker bar or a disco or in a jail or things like that. There's all kinds of different, I don't want to say all kinds, there's a few different scenarios that you can get into. And really what it is you want to be the last man standing. You walk in, it's kind of funny, actually. If you're just sitting there kind of playing along with it, you can go into one of these bars or whatever, like the biker bar. You walk around for a little bit, everybody's having a good time. You can see everybody just hanging out, the band's playing, and all it really takes is one tiny little thing, and boom, the whole place goes up. Everybody's beating the crap out of each other. There's fights to the left, fights to the right. Everywhere you go. And they're coming for you too, so you better start swinging, and you can pick up just about anything, whether it's a chair or glass. You can throw pool balls at people, and it makes a hole in them. It's gross. It's not like they don't just faint or whatever. These guys are dead. You're killing everybody in the whole bar because there's chunks of their heads coming out. There's holes through their chest. You can see it's like Minecraft block version of rib cage poking through. Yeah, good stuff. Definitely, if you're a gaming dad like me and you're out there, this one might not be what you want the kids to play because it's kind of a sick game if you think about it. It's a little twisted, but it is kind of fun. Where the real fun begins, though, is in the modifiers. You can go in there and tell it to change a bunch of different stuff. Some of my favorites are the anti-gravity, and then there's one that makes it like super hot. You know, the video game Super Hot? So if you don't know about that, basically that game, when you move, time moves, so everything's kind of slow motion and you move and dodge bullets and stuff. They have a super hot mode for Paint the Town Red. That's kind of cool. And you can double up and triple up and keep on going, and it's just adding all these different modifiers. I went ahead and tried to turn on every modifier there was, and it's really unplayable at that point because there's just too much stuff on at once. Kind of breaks the whole thing, but you just go ahead and pick and choose the ones that you like the best and put it together, and you can have a lot of fun just modifying the rules, basically, of how the world works. But really, that's pretty much all there is to it. You just go into each level and you just beat the crap out of everybody. Now, there is a couple other modes. There's an arena mode where you go through, looks like 10 different levels, and each level gets a little harder than the last one. You get different guys. Sometimes you'll see regular people. Sometimes you'll see like pirate types or whatever. And then of course there's the boxers. These guys come out, they're dressed up like actual boxers. And they're pretty tough to take down because you're just using your fist to start with. And these guys are boxers, so they know what they're doing. And they can kick your butt pretty fast. So there's that. If you like the kind of thing where you try to make it through a whole bunch of increasingly more difficult waves, it has that. There's also a bit of an RPG style type of a thing that's in here. The more RPG mode is this thing where you go down under into some tunnels and you have to pick a different type There's a couple different types of guys you can pick from, and you choose your loadout, basically, your skills like brawler or things like that, different types that you can pick from, and then as you play, you can increase your levels and stuff. Honestly, I didn't play a whole lot of that portion of the game, so I don't want to say too much about it, but it is there. If you like that kind of thing, it just didn't really draw me in. I was there more for the big bar fights and the brawls in the bar. That's what I was after. I thought it was pretty funny. Basically, to add to the overall package here, they do have a few different modes, but the real meat and potatoes of this game is the scenarios where you just go in and start brawling and beating everybody up. That's where it's at. That's what you get this game for, I think. So as you'll see on the screen here, I'll show you some different modifiers. There's stuff where you're up above, like top down. Like I said, there's also the super hot mode. There's other modes where you have friends. You also get to power up, and there are different abilities at certain levels as you continue to make it through people and beat them up and stuff. Then you get the shock wave. You go boom, and the whole thing explodes. I love doing that in one of the anti-gravity mods because all the blood, they're just little blocks. It's a whole bunch of little blocks of blood and guts go flying everywhere. That's pretty cool. The only thing that really bothered me that I didn't really like in this game, you can set a modifier for guns, and that is fun. Makes it a lot easier. You can just walk through and shoot everybody, and usually that kind of stuff doesn't bug me too much. But for this one, I don't know, something about just walking through the disco specifically with a shotgun and you're blowing everybody away, that kind of looks wrong. I'm sorry, that just doesn't look good. That's maybe not that. Maybe I don't like that too much. But otherwise, the game is just a real laugh. You're just here to laugh at this thing. It's just a joke. It's something fun to play and goof around with, and you just don't want to take it seriously. And honestly, I can't play it for more than maybe like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour or something like that. It gets kind of old, and then you go back to it again and again. But it's not a really huge game. It's not a really big deal. Of course, if you get into the RPG part of it or whatever, there's more to it. So anyway, we are here on Fun or Run. So the real question is this fun or should you run? The price tag of $20 for this does seem like a bit steep for me for what it is. I know I didn't pay that amount. I paid probably like $5 on a sale on the eShop. So, I mean, it's up to you if it's something that you think is worth $20 or not. At the $20 price tag, I'm not sure if it's fun or if you should run. It's really borderline. But because this thing's on sale so frequently, again, it's been out for a while, so it's pretty frequently on sale on different things. If you can find a good sale on it, I would say take a chance if you think it looks kind of fun. So to answer the question of whether this game is fun or should you run, I'm having a pretty good time playing it, and I'll go back to it here and there, especially with it being on the Switch. It's like a fun one for a quick scenario and try to blow everybody up and stuff. That's a good time. So even though it's kind of borderline, I'm going to go ahead and lean towards the fun side. So is this game fun or should you run? I'm going to go ahead and say that it is fun. Hey, thanks everybody for sticking with me and watching the entire video. I hope you liked it. The best way to help out the channel is to leave a like, leave a comment, and tell your friends. If you'd like to support the channel further, there are links in the description. But otherwise, always remember that you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and we'll see you on the next one. So long, everybody.